Hello everyone, this is Rayspace and welcome to Designing the Future, where I talk about my aerospace developments of the day, not gameplay. This happened to be a day where I did not do gameplay, so this series is dedicated to mainly Blender stuff that I have accomplished during the day. And what you see here you might not recognize, it might look a little bit strange. It's actually the bridge portion of my Enterprise NCC-1701, the Starship Enterprise, in my sci-fi pack. It has been released already, but one thing it never had was an IVA. And so what I have done today is add an IVA, well, the temporary beginnings of an IVA. The view screen doesn't have anything on it. The Kerbals are a bit floaty. The panels don't have instruments yet or any indications. I should probably just take off the HUD there, but yep, there's 8 stations all together. There's the captain's chair, actually. The captain is also floaty. And then these are the seats in the back. I've placed them so that they could see the screens properly, I thought, but I think I've put them a little bit too high, so I'll scooch them down a bit. But yeah, I've been working on the IVA here. So this is what looks like in Blender, and the reason I wanted to work on this was not simply for the Starship Enterprise, but also for other ships that have thrust going like this, such that they create some level of artificial gravity. This is essentially the top portion of that, and then there'll be other levels below that they access through the elevator. And so this will be used for more than just the Starship Enterprise IVA. There'll be other modules, another bridge that will be for the ships that I'm making with Far Future and KSP Interstellar. Those all provide some thrust, and so, you know, it makes sense to have the seats oriented like this rather than some other way. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I do want to make them raster prop monitor compatible, and that's all complicated. Even making an IVA is complicated for Kerbal, really. And I have other ambitions with this, like there will be a pass-through version and they can get into the elevators or float into the elevators. Would be nice, and then go to the other levels, but that's a long ways away. So anyway, we have that, and then there'll be another encapsulation, so it's not exactly like the version that we have in Kerbal right now, which is, you know, we can't have this on top of the Far Future and KSP Interstellar ships. This is very specific to the Enterprise, so I'll have a different version. The size of the bridge is 10 meters in diameter, so that's what you were seeing in Blender. This whole thing is much larger. As you can see here in the VAB, the height is 11 meters, but the width is, I guess width is this direction here, and that's 34 meters, and in this direction is 26.5 meters. This portion right here is what I'm interpreting as the actual bridge, and that's a little bit more than 10 meters in diameter. So it's a little bit biggish. It doesn't have any windows because there's a view screen. It's not actual window out the front. And considering the direction of movement for our ships that I'm going to be using the bridge with, we probably wouldn't have a window there. It'd be a weird direction they'd be going in compared to the normal direction of thrust. Anyway, I'll close up the game. There is one other thing I would like to show you as something I've been doing today. I haven't gotten this into the game yet, but I've decided to create my own drone ship. It's somewhat modeled off of the Blue Origin one, that's why it's got the blue stripes, so I might have to change the color on that. But this is so that the Kasei rocket can land on it. It turns out that, I think it's Honda among the Japanese companies that has got a Grasshopper. It actually did a vertical lift rocket and then landed it back down. So since it looks like the Japanese are going to be doing the same sort of recovery that SpaceX is doing, that is just having it come back down vertically, I guess I'm going to need to have to get the Kasei rocket to do that as well, instead of fitting it with wings and having it fly to the Bahamas, which is what I had got it doing already, which is more complicated, but Yeah, I have not been able to get my landing script to the kind of accuracy necessary to land it on a drone ship. So I've asked for help. I've asked Pekka to maybe help me out with that, but that depends on Pekka's schedule, since Pekka managed to get the Super Heavy back to the chopsticks and everything. So maybe Pekka can help me out with that, but Kasei is a different sort of rocket than Super Heavy, so we'll have to see. I'll hopefully slap some grid fins on it, and I think I forgot to put the RCS thrusters. We'll have to adapt it for that as well. In a pinch, I'll try and adapt my script myself, but in order to do that, I may have to resize the drone ship to, about 10 times normal size to get even close to the accuracy that I tend to work with as far as landings are concerned with rockets. So yeah, we'll see about it. But there we have the Rays drone ship there with my Rays logo as it is. And yeah, so that's something else I've been working on. So with this update, I'll leave it here for today. With that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you next time.